Very authentic, transparent conversations are
Yeah.
so needed. And that's also why, like, I want to ask you, like, when did you hit your first six figures? When did you, I want to tie in finances and financials because so many people are so fluff. They're like, yeah, man, become an entrepreneur. And then next year you're a multimillionaire and you're driving a Lambo. Like, I want to get away from that narrative that's out there, that's all over social media, because this is really what happens. And you have to have thick skin, like you said. You got to be able to have some grit to do this. Like, this is not for everybody. And I just think there's a false narrative out there. And I love having these real conversations that show you really what's going on behind the scenes. So I appreciate you just being authentic.
I've never really talked to anyone about that, actually. It has always been a core memory and will always be a core memory in my life because, again, I just learned so much. I learned so much from that. Like, it wasn't a loss at the end of the day. I didn't lose friends. I didn't lose followers. I didn't lose supporters. Those people were never really supporters, friends, family in the first place. You
Mm,
really think about it. You know what I mean? Because I believe that blood is not family. I believe family are the ones that are loyal to you, will always love you, will always like help build you up, encourage you. You know, that's family to me. Loyalty,
hmm
loyalty overall is like loyalty, trust, and all that other stuff. All the good stuff is family. Again, I've never talked about this to anyone on any podcast, and I don't know, maybe later on down the road, I might actually explain the whole entire thing that happened. But like, I don't know, just right now, I just feel like it's just still too early. I want to continue to focus on like the present. Yeah, I don't know, just that moment, and my girlfriend knows, and like all my, my mom, my dad know is like if I ever bring up that moment or if something like triggers that moment, like it's not a good sight, bro, because I get a lot of emotional triggers. I get anxiety and all this stuff. So I like to focus on the now rather than the past, you know?
No, I hear you. But I think it's a powerful testimony for people who are going through that. And they're like, no one else can relate because all they hear is entrepreneurs saying the next year, within a year they're successful. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, bro.
So I appreciate you, sharing that. Let's get into some fun things. Let's start here. What's your biggest flip? What's the most profit you made on a flip?
Oh man, there was a lot. There was a lot. I
Maybe we
feel like
start with we start with sneakers, then we can go to like watches and houses. If I know you kind of dabbled in a lot of, flipping.
well, I'll tell you this right now. I feel like the biggest flip is about to happen, right? Like currently, like very, very soon, actually. Um, because I bought this whole memorabilia collection from this crazy collector. This crazy collector was actually my mom's doctor, the doctor that my mom's been working with alongside, since she was like my age. He sold me like 90% of his memorabilia collection. So you got like grails on grails in there, bro. I'll just yeah, it's everyone on social media, but I paid $10,000 for like 250 pieces of memorabilia. I can't really show you right here, but there's probably like 100 8x10s that I could probably just pick up in my hand like this. Probably heavy, super heavy. So all the 8x10s are here. I got a huge Dan Marino, like framed Dan Marino signed jersey with like a bunch of different encryptions in there. When he was in the Hall of Fame, all his different stats and all that stuff. Got a VGK, team signed jersey, VGK, team signed pucks. What else, man? Like Charles Woodson signed jersey, Roy Woodson signed jersey.
So
Uh,
what's the goal? What are you trying to flip this one for?
Bro, I mean, like, I know he probably paid like 50 more on this,
Yeah.
50 or more on this. In my mind, I could probably flip this whole collection for probably like 40, $50,000 in net profit. And it's just such a great marketing piece, though, too. People say, oh, focus on the quick flips. But for me, it's like since I'm a content creator, I can't really do too many quick flips because of the fact that I want to create so much content with all the pieces that I buy. So yeah, man, like that's got to be in the making, like the best and the craziest flip I've ever done. Actually, I have another one. So there was a shoe. It was a dark mocha Jordan 1 high. I bought 30 pairs of these sneakers. And before they released, I was paying like $170 retail to like $250, $300 max. And on my live stream, I used to sell these sneakers for like $1,000 each and I had 30 pairs. So like within a couple months, I sold all 30 pairs for $1,000. I made like 25,000 dollars net profit just off that bundle deal that I did. It was crazy, bro. Like if you see those sneakers right now, the market of those sneakers dipped really, really bad. You could literally buy a pair back then for no less than like $500. But now you can literally get that pair for like $170, $200 brand new. It's freaking crazy, bro. Like there's also now a low top version and all this stuff. Sneaker market is like, it has gone down a lot, but then now it's plateaued. On my next YouTube video, I explain how sneakers is not going to be down forever. You know, there's going to be a point in time where sneakers are going to continue to go back up again. And yeah, man, that's basically it, bro.
What's the profit margin that you look for when you look at, let's say things over $100 that you purchase? So I know you do smaller items too, but let's say you're looking at something like a sneaker. What's like, all right, if I get it for 100, how much do you want to sell it for? What's the profit margin that you want to make almost every time?
Minimum 20%, but on average, the margins that I bring in every single month is like 45 to 50% profit margins.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's great looking margins. You know what I mean? Especially if you get a lot of quantity in there. You know what I mean? It starts to add up. All the smaller stuff starts to add up. Yeah, man, you can't sleep on those smaller end items. I used to just focus on just sneakers and like, from, like I said, from that 2020 time to like, I'd probably say like 2022, I would just really focus on shoes. And I started dabbling into Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, high-end watches, high-end jewelry. Like I said, you got to be able to educate yourself in different markets because you never know when a deal comes across your table. Like you want to be able to execute and really utilize that deal to the best of your abilities to make the most amount of money that you can on that deal. You know what I mean? You
For
got to be
sure.
educated. You got to be educated. That's all you got to do. That's why I'm very grateful that I had built all this different knowledge and wisdom about different markets in today, because, without that, again, like a crazy deal on like real estate or a crazy deal on jewelry or a watch might just come across your table. Someone be like, yo, I need extra money, but you don't know anything about that watch, don't know anything about that car or anything that person's trying to sell you. And you might have just let go of like $20,000, $30,000 net profit.